And I believe I owe Crowder $100,000, which would free him up to buy a lot of stuff there at the Burlington Coat Factory.
It's okay. I just want to run a tab.
Well,
I don't need it.
Here's the thing. I never really consummated the bet. I specifically chose my words carefully. If you go back and listen to the tape, I said, I'll get back to you later in the show, and I never did.
Does consummate mean what I think it means?
That's right. I didn't have sex with our offer.
I don't want this money if we had to do that.
Crowder had said on Friday that Zach Thomas was going to mention him at the Hall of Fame induction speech. I said, no way. Crowder said, I will bet you $100,000. He was very confident. Now, had O.J. Brigance given me the same offer, I also would not have taken it. I also would have taken it. We have the audio. This is Zach Thomas. This is obviously just a very small portion of his induction speech on Saturday.
To all my defensive line and linebackers who did all the dirty work, and I got all the credit, I am forever grateful. The linebacker room was full of unselfish guys like Dwight Hoyer, Derek Rogers, Robert Jones, Channing Crowder, O.J. Brigance, Moreland Greenwood, to name a few. Love you guys.
Very cool. That's very cool.
That's
Very
forever,
cool.
baby. I'm in that thing forever.
Yep. You were mentioned at the NFL Hall of Fame during an induction speech. That is a cool feather in your cap. So,
Yes.
But the whole thing was cool. I got to ask you a couple of things. So Will Manso's going to join us. He was there in Canton. You were there in Canton. And then something transpired on your travels home. And Paul Castronovo, who's arguably the second most popular radio personality who lives in Boca Raton, right behind me, just behind me. Paul Castronovo, well, you'll tell the story, but how was the Hall of Fame induction? How was Saturday afternoon?
Saturday afternoon was amazing. It was crazy because Zach went first. So I didn't even think about it, but they have that big picture of you and they have the rolling highlight reel of each player. But Zach's first and everybody's coming in, and from like 11 o'clock to 12:05, 12:10 when it started, Zach's gigantic picture was up, and as everybody walked in, it was highlights of Zach playing. So it was like you're coming here to see Zach. And then everybody's attention early was on the stage. After Zach went, people started getting up, where I'm over there talking to guys I knew from the past. Like, people started catching up. But everybody in that stadium was locked into Zach's speech. And I'll tell you, I told him when I saw him later on, I said, Zach, you overachieved again because you don't speak that well. You cry every 5 seconds. How the hell did you get this speech off? He set the bar so high for the rest of the guys. And the guys that were there, the Marinos, the Jimmy Johnsons, the Westhoffs. But the top players you knew were going to be there, Hawk, was, you knew you'd see, Trace Armstrong. You knew you'd see Jason Witten was there and different people. But the training staff, the entire training staff from the Dolphins was there. The equipment guys were there. The ball boys were there. Zach really went back and saw everybody. And he said it in his speech at his party. He was like, all the money, all the fame, all of that I got from football. He was like, what I really care about is the people I've met through my journey. And everybody here meant something to me, and you contributed to my journey. He was top notch. He was sea-walking. Moreland Greenwood was rapping. His kids came up. Little Christian Thomas, Zach's oldest son, went up there and rapped Drake. It was just a cool night for Zach, and he was so damn happy. That man smiled for 7 straight hours. It was just a fun time.
Yeah, he looked good up there. The speech was excellent. And the way you just laid it out, there is some benefit, I guess, to going first, because you do have everyone's rapt attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes, a social gathering after that point. And then the party, I'm guessing the party that night, where was it? Like some sort of Applebee's or something?
A little better than Applebee's. It was some hotel, but like the bottom side of a hotel, the conference hall, whatever. But Hawk, it's crazy. You've messed me up in life. I walk into the food area and I see the spread and I think about you. I'm like, Hawk would love this spread. He had it all.
Well, I thought you were going to say that there was Kirkland stuff.
No.
I'd have walked right out of there, Hall of Famer. No.
The opposite of Kirkland. I'm talking about crab legs and steak and crab cakes and everything in the damn, anything you could eat was in this damn table room. It was the best spread I've seen in a long time. Drinks were free, and we're not talking about Kirkland vodka. We're talking about top shelf. Everything was free. You got a Zach Thomas collectible card. That's like his Hall of Fame first printed card. Like, Zach did it right, man. And like I was saying, the guys that were there were just amazing to meet. I cried about 4 times on Saturday. Let me admit it. When he brought up Junior Seau, when he was like, there's one guy here that can't watch me, but I know he's watching me. The entire section just started crying, pouring crying. Joe Rose was behind me crying. OJ was right there with me crying. Troy Drayton was right there crying. Doug Williams was in there crying. Bernie Kosar was crying. Like, the section was just so emotional, and it was a great time, man.